You know, I get a little lonely in here sometimes, but thankfully, that's why I have friends. I'm Greg Tepper. That's Greg Powers. This is This Week in Crootin. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our director of recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScouts. He has fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. And speaking of fine, this is brought to you by our good chicken friends at Chicken Express. Chicken Express. I kind of want to get like a dark meat combo right now.
This is like the perfect day for Chicken Express.
It's fraudum. We were talking about that. Like, it's fake autumn, so it's a little cold, but it's like, oh, I'll use that as an excuse to eat warm gravy. You know what I mean?
Just a wonderful day outside, and nothing can make it better except for chicken tenders.
Well, cross-stitch that on a throw pillow. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers. Hi, buddy.
What's up?
Did you have a good week?
I had a great week.
Good.
Really good football games, not only in high school, but college, too. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah?
NFL kicked off.
NFL did kick off.
There was a lot of football.
My fantasy team, though. Oh, ouch. Ouch.
We are not going to talk about your fantasy team.
Oh.
I mean that sincerely. We're not doing it.
Maybe it was bad for everybody. Somebody had to win, though, right? Like 50% of the teams had to win fantasy football.
It's This Week in Recruiting. Greg Powers, our director of recruiting. Let's start with our prospect on the rise. Our prospect on the rise, let's go to Katy Maid Creek to talk about their defensive end, the senior defensive end, Toby Hostrup. Greg Powers, the British invasion is here. Originally from London, this is a guy who has he's never played varsity ball until this year, until like this week, essentially. And he's already exploded for 5 sacks. He's picked up 16 offers. This is the very definition of a prospect on the rise.
Yeah, no doubt about it. In less than a week, he got SMU, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, LSU, and Tennessee. This is the definition, like you said. This is the definition of an under-the-radar talent. I went back and watched like game film of him. Mm-hmm. The first play.
Yeah.
The very first play, it looks like he is shot out of a cannon to apply pressure on the quarterback. And then he doubled down, play number 2, got pressure again, and he's an edge setter. Like, a lot of fun to watch on tape. He's a ball of energy out there on the field, pinning his ears back, flying around, getting after the quarterback, and giving Maid Creek a nice 1-2 punch on defense with Cozy Okpala, 2026 linebacker who's picked up a lot of recruiting attention in his own right. Now, we hear about cool recruiting stories all the time in Texas. There's a lot of really good football players, but we don't hear about somebody going from no film, no varsity experience to blowing up like this overnight. Like, I mean, it was literally like one game, UTSA and UTEP come calling with offers, and then the floodgates just opened up.
This is a guy who's 6'4", 230, and obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but these guys who are getting in the door and offering Toby Hostrup are saying, if he's this good with what can only be described as, like, let's say generously, a couple of years of coaching, imagine what I can do to form him into like an absolute menace off the edge. This is the kind of guy that the word raw springs to mind, and if he's this good raw, how good is he going to be polished?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's not like the definition of technique up front or anything by any means or any stretch of the imagination at this point. But what he does have is moldable, and that's why he's starting to blow up. This is just a really cool Texas high school football story in general. It just happens now to be a recruiting story because every big school in the state is coming after him. As a matter of fact, he picked up some of those offers. Texas A&M came after him. LSU is offering Tennessee. Like, a who's who of college football now is after this kid.
It's pretty remarkable. Toby Hostrup, the outstanding defensive end edge rusher from Katy Maid Creek, a name to know. Let's get to our commit of the week. Our commit of the week, let's bounce to the DFW Metroplex, talk about Grapevine's own, their own defensive end, Brad Stanier, who committed this week to Kansas State, he had offers from places like Army, Yale, Air Force. He's got his academics in order. That is for darn sure. But this is a guy who has been outstanding for Grapevine and now is heading to Kansas State.
Just seems like the type of commitment that Kansas State is known to get, right? Like under the radar, hard working, hard nosed style of defender, very, very versatile, 6'5", 235 pounds, kind of understands exactly what's going on play to play, understands how to read and diagnose. 85 tackles a year ago, which tells me that he's plenty active, gets after the football, shows good pursuit, and he's been praised by the head coach over there for his versatility and hard-nosed play, and those are kind of the things that pop out on his tape and why Kansas State is in Texas high school football trying to mine a hidden gem in Brad Stanier at Grapevine.
Yeah, he's a real hidden gem there in Kansas State. This is a kind of a classic Kansas State recruiting story of like find a guy who's moldable, find a guy who's got good varsity experience, just a good high school football player who's maybe a little bit under noticed, and that seems like what's going on here with Brad Stanier.
Yeah, they feel real good about him. They can't believe that he's hiding in plain sight is the terminology. I think that
because it's not like he's in, like, respectfully to our friends in Alpine. It's not like he's in Alpine,
right?
Ain't hard to find Grapevine. It's right by the airport.
It's right down the street from us, right here.
Exactly right. It's right down 121. Just go there.
So I mean, like Grapevine is a known program, known for producing talent, and Stanier's 6'5". So I mean, obviously, you go and watch a Grapevine game, you're going to notice Brad Stanier.
I think you absolutely are. Let's round it all out with our underclassmen of the week. Our underclassmen of the week, we're going back down to the Houston area to talk about Willis's junior athlete, Jermaine Bishop, who is now up for Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week after going absolutely bananas in their win over Klein Collins. 5 catches, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, and also a 64-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. He's Dave Campbell's Texas Football 4-star, and I know you are wild about Jermaine Bishop.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk about him because he's one of those guys that, you know, he's listed at 5'11", 155 pounds. He may be 5'10", but don't let his size fool you. Jermaine Bishop is a dog. This dude plays on both sides of the football, offense and defense, wide receiver on offense, cornerback on defense, does special teams work as well. He's a good return man. And DJ Lagway, in all fairness, DJ Lagway, our Mr. Texas football selection from a season ago, deserves all the headlines that he's getting. 456 yards in game 1. But you should not sleep on or discount what Jermaine Bishop is doing this season and what he did last season for Willis, because Lagway was really good, but he had to have like that guy to turn to. Well, Jermaine Bishop is one of those guys who can score a touchdown anytime he touches the football, and that's why he's an early 4-star selection, and I think that's why you're seeing him start to put up the stats that he's starting to put up at Willis, because Lagway's gone now. He's at Florida, right? They need to turn to somebody to like go to on the offensive side of the ball. Well, they found him in Jermaine Bishop, and there's a reason why he has a who's who of colleges coming after him. I kind of like Oklahoma for him in the early going. That seems like a school that he likes to talk up a lot.
Yeah, it was a good weekend for Willis altogether between DJ Lagway showing out for Florida, and he made a throw. There was people like on Twitter going nuts about some throw that DJ Lagway threw.
It was a million miles in the air, like he's showing that arm cannon off for the Gators.
And I think all of us were just like, yeah, he'll do that.
It was a good week for Dave Campbell's Texas football, but it was Mr. Texas football was putting on for us in the swamp.
Absolutely. He's Greg Powers. He always puts on for us here in the swamp.
Yep.
Follow him on Twitter at GPowerScouts. He has fine work at texasfootball.com/recruiting, but don't worry. He's going to stay right here because it would be more of a hassle to move him out of the studio with only a couple minutes left.